shells that glow. Action heroes steal the show. Collector's hearts where toys alive. Toy me, toy you, it's what we do. New releases breaking through. Toy me, toy you, it's all brand new. The past and present in full view.
Hello, and welcome to Toy Me, Toy You, episode number 28. 28 deep on this stuff now. Hello, Lee, how are you doing?
Hello, how are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing very
All right.
well. Are here.
Who's this?
And this here is Mr. Rudy Zissou, who we are pleased to announce is joining Toy Me, Toy You as a full-time member of the team going forward. Welcome to the team, Rudy.
Thank you very much.
All right, and thank you everybody in the chat for joining us. Let's see who we've got with us this evening.
We've got Mr. Cosmic Toy Man himself, Gareth.
Hello, Gareth. Martin, lovely to have you with us. Josh, hello.
Guzzo.
Hi.
Anyone else? Andy.
And Andy. Lovely stuff. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. What shall we do this evening? Let's have a discussion later, shall we? What are we going to be talking about in our discussion, Lee?
We are going to be talking about crossing the streams, or the crossovers. The series should be crossovered? And is it a good thing, bad thing, all the usual stuff?
All stuff about crossovers. Rudy, you had a good idea for Pick Your Own this week. Why don't you tell us about it?
Toys that we find grotesque, grungy, grubby, horrible looking.
Yucky. And of course, we'll be sharing our pickups and some news. So let's start off with a bit of that, shall we? Here we have it. It's news time. Starting off with some NECA DC Comics Toonie Classics Series 2 figures. And these are basic, I think they have limited, possibly no articulation, these Toonie Classics figures. They're all about the aesthetic, all about the look, but they are quite cool. And they do a series of horror ones as well with these Toonie figures as well. They're quite cool. So we've got Penguin, Catwoman, and Batman.
I reckon Penguin has arm articulation.
It looks like there's a cut there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On the shoulders. And that's about it.
Yeah. They look great, though. They look like they jumped off the comic.
Yeah, he's very cool. Cheeky little grin. And there's Catwoman with the permanently raised arm. Again, I think the arms have a little bit of articulation in the shoulders, and that's it.
Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a joint though, isn't there, in the shoulder?
Yeah, maybe just on the one
Maybe
shoulder.
just on the one arm.
Yeah. Again, quite nice looking.
Yeah.
And then Batman, he may have a waist swivel, if anything.
Yeah, I reckon that's a waist swivel.
He's nice and chunky.
Very Dark Knight Returns, isn't it?
Yeah. That's literally Dark Knight Returns, isn't it?
Nice and buff.
He did not miss out on leg day.
And then we've got Mezco 112 Collective, Gangsters Inc., Franklin Sparky Foreman. This is Mezco's Rumble Society stuff again, like their original characters that they just make up, basically. So he's a fairly generic looking gangster, but well done. He looks cool. I don't think he actually comes with a chair or anything, or any of that scenery. We'll see what he comes.
That's dynamic.
With. Yeah, nice photo. And yeah, a lot of expression on the face. The clothes look really well done and everything. And yeah, so this is the first selection of what he comes with. And then there's another picture with even more stuff that he comes with. So you can see he's got the different facial expressions, which are all nice. Far too many cigarettes.
Well, it is an adult collectible, I think.
Yeah,
And all them fleshy hands.
it's like 3 of each cigarette. And yeah, lots of hands and a stand. And then
Oh,
all
look
of
at all
this
that.
stuff as well, including a fifth wrapped up in newspaper, a hat, a little satchel bag, money,
It's really cool. It's really
lots
cool.
of weapons. Yeah.
And apparently,
really
if you
cool.
order now, you get a horse's head.
Yeah, these Mezco figures are pricey, but you get a lot with them.
Yeah,
And
considering
they
it's
do
all,
look very well done.
all like soft goods, like all that clothing, all those accessories.
Yeah, and it looks like a nicely painted figure and all of that as well. Looks very good. And then we've got DC Multiverse, Mr. Bones, and Obsidian. These look quite nice. I have a few DC Multiverse figures now. They're pretty decent figures. And for not too much money, really. I like him. That's an interesting aesthetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was probably getting bullied at school because he had a skull for a head. And he was like, I'm just going to really go out there with my aesthetic. I'm just going to have a red cape and thigh-high boots and gloves with yellow trims.
Having
That'll show 'em.
having the wire in the cape makes such a difference.
Yeah, I've got their Dr. Fate that's got a wired cape. It's really cool. Really good. And he comes with a modest amount of accessories. Just some spare hands and a necklace.
What, no cigarettes?
No cigarettes at all. And then Obsidian, who also has a nice necklace. That's a bit of a theme. And the cape again. Looks
He
pretty
has got
good.
quite girly thigh boots, though, hasn't he?
Yeah,
The previous figure. Thanks, Ed.
he has got very nice thigh-high boots. Very sexy. Yeah. And yeah, some spare hands and a necklace for Obsidian. It'd be nice if he came with a little bounty.
Hmm.
And then he could just have that for a snack in between fights. Boss Fight Studios Garfield crossover time, TMNT. Yeah, £40 this set will set you back for the two of them. So you've got Garfield there and Odie with a turtle shell on his head.
It's so good. I remember, I think
This
this
looks
was
cool.
shown at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was just like, wow, what is that? But it's incredible.
This does look a lot of fun. I showed off a Boss Fight Studios figure. I got the Saurozoic Warriors one last time on the show. And it's very, very good. I've been playing with it more and more since. It's a really good figure. So I can see myself going more in on Boss Fight Studio stuff. Yeah, this set just looks fun. He's got his pizza cutter there on his back. Now he's coming to give you a little hug. And that's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is like somebody really nailing the crossover.
Wagging tongue articulation. That's the best bit of articulation since Retgar's nipples. That's amazing.
Sold.
And there you go. And Garfield's got an interchangeable face and a couple of spare hands. And a stack of pizza. Very good. Loose Collector Collectibles, the Crypt, the Skookum, whatever a Skookum is. This is a 10-inch tall figure and will set you back merely £90. And he's a very hairy boy indeed. What do you think, Lee?
It looked like God. It looked like King Kong had a bad hair day, and that's saying something.
So he's got a couple of different heads and different hands and things you can see. So he's got the fist hands, he's got clawed hands, and then some open hands without the claws.
Detail on the claws is incredible.
Yeah. Just the texture on the fur looks really good as well. That's just a nice big figure. 34 points of articulation, 10 inches tall. 2 heads, 2 fists, 2 open hands, and 2 clawed hands. There we go. Nacelle Company Star Trek Wave 2 figures. Now, you wanted to have a look at these, didn't you, Rudy?
I did, because I love what the Nacelle Company does. So they bring figures out of just slightly more obscure characters. You know, they do their own Biker Mice from Mars. They've done the Cowboys of Moon Mesa. And what they do with Star Trek is they just pick really random choices from all the series. So you'll as you can see, this is Worf from Generations movie, dressed up as a sailor from the ship, the Enterprise. And I just think they look really impressive and at a decent price point.
Yeah. So these are up for £29 each on pre-order at the moment. So that is good. It comes with a plank as well.
To recreate that bit from the movie.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, I've done a bit of a close-up of that. So we can see him in a bit more detail. That's a pretty good likeness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. You know, you can get Star Trek figures from, you know, Playmates and other ones, but now this company is giving you 6-inch scale, highly detailed with, you know, a good handful of accessories. I've only experienced the Biker Mice figures. That's the only thing from the company I've seen so far. But yeah, these look incredible. You know, not everybody needs, you know, the core members of the, you know, the bridge crew. I'm not fussed about owning those. I'm more interested in slightly obscure one episode characters or characters from the movies.
Yeah. I like stuff that's a bit different as well. This is good. Geordie was one of my favourite characters.
Yeah, he was my favourite.
Yeah. Yeah, the clothing looks really good on those as well. That's a nice figure. And then we've got Valeris.
Kim Cattrall from Sex in the City, or Mannequin.
Or Star Trek.
Or Star Trek, yeah.
There you go.
One movie. But yeah, I like the fact that you can put those anti-grav boots on her. Which, you know, the start of the movie, which Kirk and Spock wear. But yeah, again, just really good likeness. Or Police Academy, indeed.
Yeah.
Or Porky's.
I think Andy's trying to remove me from the show. Thanks, Andy. And then Romulan Commander from Balance of Terror.
Yeah.
I don't remember this one.
This is from the original. This is from the show, isn't it? And then you've got that computer console.
Yeah. Yeah, it just says Star Trek, so it must be the original series.
Yeah, just every character is just so unique from the next. They haven't kind of like reused bodies. They haven't they've remolded quite a few pieces, which is always nice to see. I understand that the best way that companies to use their products over and over again, like Masters of the Universe and Transformers and stuff, but they just seem to be just going all in.
There we go. And then Blockies, bit of Blockies news. Is Andy in the chat?
I think I saw it earlier.
Blockies Marku Mega Optimus Prime X Brown limited edition. Crossover between Transformers and Line Friends. Are you familiar with Line Friends?
Sadly not.
No, I wasn't. But apparently Line Friends comes from stickers that were made to be used in the Line app. And which is like a chat app. And then they made a series out of it. So there's a couple of animes based on these characters. And now we've got Transformers spin-off. So there you go.
I
It's
like
quite an
that.
interesting set that they've done. So
Yeah, it's
there's
cool.
this big guy, Optimus, whatever he is, Optimus Bear, and then he can fire some Teddy missiles out of his butt, and he can also seat the 3 little ones in his head that opens up.
Incredible.
A little deck for them to sit in, like a Megazord or something.
Yeah. Absolute Manta Force vibes.
Does it come in black?
If they do that in black, will you buy one, Lee?
I probably will, to be honest.
Yeah. It's fun. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Looks interesting. Something different. And then Marvel Legends Maximum Series, Deadpool and Dupe. You like a bit of Deadpool, don't you, Lee?
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of Deadpool. I'm not too familiar with the comics. It's more the movie one I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can't go wrong a bit.
I mean, it's pretty similar, to be honest.
Guns,
I don't think
guns,
that
guns.
movie design deviated from the comics too much, did it?
No.
That's very comic book accurate, though.
Yeah. That is a nice looking figure.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's just, yeah. The thing with, I was tempted by the Spider-Man that they did in this Maximum series, but I just can't justify the price. Like 50 quid. And
Yeah.
it comes with a lot of extra accessories, but I don't really care that much about the accessories. So, yeah, and it's kind of the same with this. It's got extra accessories, but otherwise it's a pretty standard looking Marvel Legends figure. So there you can see all the various bits and bobs that he's got with him.
All them hands you got to put away.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that gets shoved in a box. I don't mind a few extra accessories, but myself personally, I don't need that much. And then Club Grayskull, Masters of the Universe, Masterverse Mossman. That is a nice box.
I was going to say, literally, let's gaze upon that incredible box. That is lush.
We'll just give that 5 minutes, shall we?
Yeah, it's incredible.
No, it looks very good. Just glaring out from the undergrowth with glowing eyes.
It's like a sliding box. Oh no, it's a gatefold. Is it? I can't.
So I think it just opens at the top. Not sure. Anyway, it's a nice box. And then inside you get this little scene of the forest that he can stand on and look very nice. He's a cool looking figure.
He's really cool.
A larger character and everything. He's going to be a nice big green figure on the shelf. And they've done it quite nice because he is mostly green, but they've got different shades of green in there and textured it up and then put some little bits of brown and yellowy colours in there as well, just to mix it up a bit. I think he looks really good. And there he's got a nice tendril arm. That's an accessory I can get on board with.
Yeah, it's wicked.
He looks very good. And a little knife. That's a nice pose as well, the little kneeling pose with his knife.
Mossman, is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He's a good guy, basically, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too familiar with him, so.
Yeah, and there he is. 8.25 inches. So quite large.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good. Oh, hello, John. All right. And then Boss Fight Studios again. They're giving us Hellboy, Lobster Johnson, and however we say that word, Gruagak. So these are based on the Hellboy comics, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they look very nice. They're up for pre-order for £55 each. So we'll have a closer look at them. I do like that. And as I said, I've been quite impressed with the boss fight studios that I have got so far. I've got 2, but they've both been good figures. So he is rather nice. Not too many accessories. That's good. Then the Lobster Johnson. I'm not familiar with this character at all, really.
No, I've literally only read one
Yeah.
Hellboy comic, and that was a long time ago. I don't remember this guy.
But yeah, he looks
Although,
quite
it's
cool.
lovely.
He comes with a few weapons and stuff, and a gas mask head as an alternate. And then, yeah, this is probably the most interesting one for me. This little warthog creature with a hammer. He looks very cool. I think of the 3, if I were to get one, he'd be the one. I don't need all of them. That's not the way I collect. But if I were to get one,
I
that
love
would
how they've
be
been
him.
painted, or how they've applied the colour.
Yeah. He just looks really fun. And he comes with a little chest as well. That's a nice little accessory. You could just display that alongside him. So that's fine. You don't have to hide that under the bed in a box or anything.
Mhm.
I
Comes
like
with a nice little chest and a wooden box.
And then Marvel Legends X Factor Deluxe Strong Guy. Apparently, this is a figure that's previously been done as a builder figure, but they've repackaged it. And I think, from what I've read, changed some of the paint work a little bit and added some extra accessories in. And yeah, we don't know how much this is going to cost exactly yet. Probably around the £50 mark.
So
If
that's
previous
like
deluxes
50,
or
isn't
anything
it?
to go by. But yeah, he looks quite cool. Nice chunky bloke, and he's got his weights. And it looks like that the weights are flexible, so you can have them in different positions as well. I think there's a different photo that shows them straight. Yeah, he's very big up top, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Hefty. And 2 heads, one with a bit of hair and one bald.
I feel like I've got one piece of the builder figure. I must have bought one of that wave. So definitely, I think I've got an arm. But yeah, there's probably fans were crying out for it, or they've just said like people can't make the builder figure because they don't want the other figures. So they've just said, right, we'll sell it now. We'll retool it slightly, put £50 on it. Boom, there you go.
That's a cool looking figure.
People will want to.
I have the Marvel Legends Deluxe Scar, which started at £50, but I was able to get it for 35, and I felt like that was a fairer price. I was happy with that price. I wouldn't have paid £50, and I'd feel the same about this guy. I think if the price came down, I could consider getting this because I do think it's an interesting looking figure. And then we got this news, not toy news, but video game news. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Dragon Pearl of Destruction is coming soon. And this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up with He-Man in it. And other characters from the Masters of the Universe, of course. And it looks quite interesting. I'm a fan of 2D beat-em-ups like this. Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, that sort of thing.
Oh, I love a
Played
side
them to
scroller.
death back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll keep an eye on this one. It could be interesting. And you can ride Battle Cat, which is awesome. Battle Cat is the best. My absolute favourite part of Masters of the Universe is Battle Cat, always. And that ends the news. There we go. So I will take that down. Good stuff. It does look rather inspired by Golden Axe, doesn't it, Andy? But that's by no means a bad thing. And it fits for Masters of the Universe, really, doesn't it? Makes sense.
Lovely.
Okay, let's move on and do something else. Let's do pickups.
Yay, pickups!
So who wants to kick off on pickups today?
can if you want.
Go on then.
Right, I'm going to say I've not actually got any pickups, but I'm going to take this opportunity to show off what I got last time a bit better because I finally unboxed them. Maybe it's not big. Let's have a look. It's not David, big David. Although that would be a great pickup. There you go, that's the piece. Black Optimus Prime. This guy is heavy. You feel all the die cast. I've not even had a chance to transform him yet, but it's just look at it. Magnificent. And one of the few ones I've got that is actually an Autobot. Yeah. But you have like features such as, if I can get it out, little communication. So he can plan to kill Optimus Prime with Rodimus. And then he can also tell Optimus that Rodimus is planning to kill him.
Play both sides.
Nice.
Play both sides. And he does the mouth. His mouth moves. I don't know if you can see that. Like, no, so hold on, let's get this right. Let's do this properly.
Because you can't go wrong with a Black Prime.
Lovely. So yeah, that's one thing. And the other from last week was the Nemesis Prime Canon camera, which is actually surprisingly, I expect it to be very panel heavy, but it actually does feel more like a generation figure, like it does a Masterpiece one. Not that I'm saying that's a bad thing, but it does have a, see, it comes with a little mini camera.
That's cool.
And a little tiny, I'm guessing it's supposed to be a matrix or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, surprisingly, and it's a nice little unique figure in my collection, which is quite hard to do when you collect mainly black trucks. So yeah, that was a really fun little thing. But other than that, the only other thing I picked up was I put some black foam to block out the windows so I don't get sunlight in this room now. So this is a completely dark room now.
All right, quick Guzzy Fembot count update. 451. There we go. Rudy, did you pick anything up recently?
I didn't pick up anything since the last 2 weeks of being on the show, but I wanted to show off what I did get for my birthday. That's kind of toy related from my wife, because it's been mentioned before that I'm a big fan of Lego. My wife got me the Dancing Figures Keith Haring Lego art set. So I am a huge 1980s street art fan. I love Keith Haring, Basquiat, Futura 2000. And she saw this and was just like, oh my God, that's incredible. Knowing that I love Lego as well, she's just like, because she's a big Keith Haring fan. We have various, like we've got a backpack and loads of our kids' clothes are Keith Haring. But this thing's massive. I haven't had a chance to build it yet. But I've just renovated my conservatory and I've found a wall space already. Because I've mentioned it before on various videos I've done, like all live shows, that half my stuff is in storage. Well, I'd say 70% in storage. So it's nice to have something that I can display, and I just cannot wait to build it.
Are you going to display them in the same order as they are on the front of the box?
I would have thought so.
Them up?
No, I reckon I'll go for full 100% authenticity.
Okay.
Of how Keith envisioned it. But yeah, I think you can add lights to it as well. But you can add lights to most Lego anyway, as long as you get the right pieces. So yeah, that's the big thing for my birthday.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. No pickups.
No.
in the last couple of weeks. I'm currently saving for a few other things, so I'm trying not to spend my money because there's a couple of I've placed 2 pre-orders, which I never do. I never pre-order anything, but I was just like, I feel like these are going to be harder to get, so I pre-ordered those, and then I'm very excited for the Crimson Moon figures, which I think are expected in September. So trying to save my money for those.
Right, good stuff. We'll have some good pickups to look forward to in the future then.
Absolutely.
That's good. Right, I'll do my pickups. Again, I haven't really got any. I haven't got any toys, at least. I did get a lovely gift through the post from friend of the show, Lena, who had done this piece of art for TFN and sent me a copy so that I could feel included in the TFN crowd, even though I wasn't there, which is absolutely lovely. And yeah, a nice little bit of art that they've done.
That's lovely.
Of the So these are all characters that are voiced by the same person, aren't they? What's his name? Scott McNeil?
Yeah, Scott McNeil.
So the Rid Optimus Prime fire truck, and then Rat Trap and Dinobot from Beast Wars. Yeah, lovely picture. Thank you for that, Lena. Really good. Going to have to find somewhere to put it. And then earlier today, I saw this on a shelf. Decided to buy a magazine, Retro Gamer, and it's got a feature on 40 years of the Amiga, and I had an Amiga 500 when I was young. So yeah, there's some other things in here that are not related to the Amiga, but I did want to have a look at that and see if there's a bit of nostalgia in there for some of the games that I used to play when I was younger. And then I also picked up this packet of chocolate fingerellas.
Lovely.
Snack on late.
Definitely the pickup of the day.
Bit of food content for you there.
What's the coconut percentage?
I don't think there's any coconut in those, to be honest.
Oh, take it back then. It's all good. We'll have none of that on this show.
15% eggs. That's the best I can give you. Egg content.
Is it though? Eggs. This is where the show's gone to. We've gone to egg content.
The coconut fans will not be happy. Oh well.
There shall be riots in the streets.
All right. Well, that's pickups done with for this time. A bit quiet. It's all good. We're all saving ourselves, aren't we? We're going to get some cool stuff.
Yeah, I've got something on the way for next week, next show.
So next, we're going to do a brand new segment that is the love child of Mr. Rudy Zissou's own brain. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's called Blast from the Past.
What can I say? I'm a blast from the past.
Just do it, Rudy.
When Lee and Dave invited me to join as a host, I was just like, yes, I'll definitely want to do this. I thought, well, what can I bring to the table? And I was just like, can I have my own segment? And I proposed this idea, and it's called Blast from the Past. Every 2 weeks, we're going to take a look at a page from a catalogue, whether that's a UK catalogue or a US catalogue, along the lines of the Argos, Index, Freeman's, K's, Next Directory, the Toys R Us catalogue, Sears Wish Book, the Asda Christmas, brochure. We're going to take a look at one page from different decades and have a look at the toys and see how they make us feel. And I can go into a bit of detail about each toy line.
Cool. Right. I'll pop this up then. Take it away, Rudy.
So this is from the 1995 American Sears catalogue, also known as the Wish Book. 1995, and we've got G.I. Joe, VR Troopers, Disney's Gargoyles, and Transformers Generation 2. So if we start up in the corner and have a look at G.I. Joe, so even though it says G.I. Joe, it really is the forgotten G.I. Joe. This is Sergeant Savage, and it didn't last very long. It lasted about 1.5 years. And there's reasons why. They removed the O-ring, which was what G.I. Joe was known for. They did 12-inch figures, which is number, which is letter A of Sergeant Savage. It didn't do well because in 1995, Action Man made a huge return, revamped, and had 2 cartoon series. It was never going to compete with how Action Man had come back. And obviously removing the O-ring, just, it's kind of like sacrilege. Come 95, I'm like 17 years old. I'd obviously left toys behind, and it was a year before Power of the Force 2, which is maybe start collecting. But I still obviously flipped through these catalogues, and I saw G.I. Joe, and as a lifelong Action Force G.I. Joe fan, I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of cool. And then I looked into them, and I was just like, nah, they're not. Although I think the vehicles, they're spot on. They're all black and really, really interesting. But yeah, it really didn't stand the test of time, sadly. It's not revered by any Joe fans, and it's kind of lost to the archives.
Yeah, I didn't even know they did still did G.I. Joe in the 90s.
I think like this was like an adjacency. Was this like to test to see if it could come back? It didn't have a cartoon. It had 1 pilot episode, which was never aired on TV. It came on a video cassette with one of the toys. But yeah, they have like, you can put batteries in them, but yeah, sadly, didn't go anywhere.
If they only did 1 character, it's not going to go anywhere, is it? Where's the other characters?
There probably was more. There probably was more in the line. And those bottom images are bunkers, which had like light and sound effects. I see. You can see in the chat. I don't recall these. Yeah, I don't even think. Did they make it over to the UK? I don't remember kind of really anything about them.
I've never come across this.
Yeah.
Action Man. I've ever having loads of Action Men, but no, not G.I. Joe.
So yeah, the sad demise of Sergeant Savage and his Screaming Eagles.
Will someone please think of the Eagles?
Right, do you want the next one, Rudy?
Yeah, go on to.
There we go.
Here we have VR Troopers. So back in the mid-90s, everybody went crazy for Super Sentai after Power Rangers. Aim Saban just took as much as he could from Japan and rebranded it and made it for the American markets. I remember seeing VR Troopers. I feel like maybe ITV or possibly Sky when I went around a friend's house. I enjoyed the show a lot, but it was no Power Rangers. And I think I liked Beetleborgs a bit more. But yeah, these look big, chunky, fun. It looks like the top there's a slot car racing.
Motorcycle race, it says there.
Yeah, motorcycle race. Cool. So yeah, obviously similar to a Scale Electric,
yeah.
A smaller scale. But yeah, I didn't really experience VR Trooper toys in the 90s. So it's just interesting to see them.
I had a few of the figures.
Did you? I was going to say, being you were more of a child from the 90s, weren't you? So,
yeah.
Did they have vac metallized plastic on them?
Not the ones I had, because the ones I had, I don't think these are the exact same. I don't think these are the same ones I had. The ones I had were like the 3-inch ones.
Hmm.
And the articulation was basically the shoulders, hips and thighs, and that's pretty much all. The head might swivel as well. That was pretty basic articulation. Well, they're still good fun.
Yeah. This was probably a bit after my time as well. I vaguely am aware of the VR Troopers, but I was kind of out of playing with toys by that point. But the I do like the look of the turbo cycle with the breakaway sidecar.
Yeah.
That's a classic play
I
feature.
feel like there's in these toys, there's a lot of play value. And if you are, 5-6 years old in the 90s, you're gonna be all over this for play action, aren't you? But yeah, again, all batteries, lights and sounds. This is what they used to do in the 90s. Loads of toys, you just put batteries in them.
And then they'll get lost.
Yeah. Or they'll corrode. You'll forget there's batteries in there and they'll corrode your toy.
They do look fun. Right, and then gargoyles.
Indeed, Disney's Gargoyles. So the TV show, I'm a huge fan. I thought it was exceptional. I couldn't believe Disney went that little bit darker and gave us Gargoyles. I loved watching it. Again, 17 years old, getting up on a Saturday morning, probably before like my part-time job, making sure that I'd watch Gargoyles because the show is incredible. And I remember going into either Woolworths or like the local department store down there and seeing Gargoyles figures and thinking those look incredible. And they're really revered on the secondary market because they're big, they're chunky. Goliath, so those wings are like retractable. You can open and close them. And I think the other figure, he lights up and has sounds.
It says he features a roaring sound
Yeah.
and requires 2 AAA batteries, while the other figure has incredible opening wings.
Yeah. They're just really even though they're only, 4 or 5 POA, they look like they'd be loads and loads of fun. And then you get the Night Striker, those vehicle, they're characters that can fly, yet they give them flying vehicles. These weren't in the show, these vehicles, but that was the theme of toys, in the 90s. You give vehicles in the toy line to sell the toy. It's not necessarily being in the show that promoted them, but there you've got Goliath and you've got Brooklyn. So yeah, really cool. And obviously they've made a comeback the last few years with NECA getting the license. And
Yeah, those NECA figures look decent.
Yeah, so I've got Goliath and Bronx, and they are huge. They're so big, but beautifully rendered. What I like about 90s toys is, because I didn't experience at the time, they're very, if I do buy vintage, I'll gravitate to getting something 90s because I just didn't experience them, and they're obviously made with a lot of attention to make it look screen accurate. I think now it didn't really matter in the 80s about having screen accuracy, but then in the 90s they went all out for it.
All right, last slide.
Indeed. So Generation 2, the all tanker and the stealth bomber, and a couple of motorbikes. I was out of Transformers by this time for sure, and I only really liked watching, the movie and bits of the cartoon. But I am familiar with Laser Optimus Prime because it is one hell of a toy. It's absolutely incredible. So much so that they used it again for 2001 Robots in Disguise for Scourge. Paint it black. You can't go wrong with a black Prime.
You can't go wrong with a black Prime. It's such an amazing figure. I'm going to say it's probably one of the best Transformer figures ever.
So yeah, remake of the Scourge, but yeah, the trailer comes apart and it lights up. Megatron changed into an ATB, which is advanced tactical bomber.
That looks very cool.
Yeah, and shooting missiles, big, chunky, really playable. And then I'm not familiar with like the laser cycles at all, but yeah, I feel like when Generation 2 first started, it was all fluorescent and day glow, and Bruticus was in multicolored camo. But then by 95, they'd kind of honed into what they could do with it. And I feel like this is probably the last legs of Transformers, I think, before Beast Wars came along. But yeah, Very heavy on motorcycles. This page. So you've got VR.
Those laser cycles do look really
Yeah,
good.
those are laser cycles. That's what 95 is all about. Laser cycles. Yeah, it's
They
just
had
fancy.
the light up feature on them, didn't they? The laser cycles.
Yeah. I think even the Optus had the same light up feature.
Yeah, it's just incredible seeing old imagery of Transformers correctly transformed as well and posed nicely. Of course, the next coming episodes, we'll see some toy catalogues where they've perhaps gotten a little confused about how it should be transformed.
There we go. Thank you for that,
Yeah.
Rudy.
That's all right. So a nostalgic look back at the past.
I have been categorically blasted. And I liked it. There we go. Next, we will do Pick Your Own.
Yay! Pick your own, pick your own. Oh, no, that's not that.
That one there. There
That
you go,
one.
Lee.
Young pickups. Pick your own.
And for Pick Your Own this evening, we're going to be picking, as suggested by Rudy, our favourite grotesque toys. Toys that creep us out a little bit. Right.
The old EBGBs.
Shall I go first? I can go first.
You can go first. Why not?
All right. So I've picked one, and I've got an honourable mention I can do after, if we feel like doing them. So my pick is Generation Select's Antagony.
Nice.
I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of creepy, grotesque type toys. It's not really my vibe, but I have a couple. This one and the other one I'm going to show. But this is definitely the creepiest. Just, yeah, the face on her is amazing with the serrated teeth. And then all the ant legs sticking out of her. Just a very, very cool toy. And looks suitably creepy in the ant alt mode as well. Yeah, and then you've got the purple eyes on the chest.
That's that. I've
Which
never
I don't
even
think
seen
is.
that with that.
Yeah,
that
I don't think
remake.
that's really coming along. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Try
yeah.
and show that off a bit better. There we go. But when you've got that on the shelf, they do kind of stand out. The eyes up there. It looks really nice. Yeah, cool figure. So that's my pick for a grotesque toy.
Should I go next?
Next, go on then.
Oh, hello. Oh, I love you. Love you so much, sorry. Dickhead.
She just brought you in a pint of milk.
Strawberry milkshake. And then call me Dick. That's all she came in the room for. Just call me
Nice.
Tonight's episode,
Dick. Sponsored by Dick.
sponsored by Yazoo.
Yazoo. Right, so this is a first for Toy Review. 28 episodes. It's bound to happen eventually. I chose Antagony as well, but for a very personal reason. I really don't like ants. Really, it's like if I ever have a phobia, ants is probably it. And sometimes that does creep out. So here we have, as Dave was showing you earlier, Antagony. It comes with two heads. The where the hell comes with two heads? As you can see, the gruesome terror and the other gruesome terror. How would you describe them?
The one on the left, Zurg. Toy Story.
That's the head I prefer, just because it's got a bit of teal on it. And the other one's is basically Inferno on it. But as you can see, the light pipe is magnificent. This thing, it glows and it looks so menacing under the light.
That's quite like a creepy grin.
Yeah.
And then obviously like the mangled teeth on that one. It's good.
Medicine. And he's got a book cannon. She's got a book cannon. She's got a big bath. And there's the amp mode, which just
There's literally no robot kibble on that, is there?
there's not.
No, it's very good.
It's all under here. It's very well. It is a fantastic figure. It's one of those Beast Wars figures. I've always said Beast Wars, you'd rather the very, very good or the very, very crap. This is one of the very good ones. And you just see how the detail it has. All that gritty, gribbly. So yes, my pick was Antagonist. Maybe I should have
Good
gone
choice,
first.
Lee.
It is a good choice, isn't it?
Good choice
You
there.
know, maybe I should have gone first, and you could have just gone.
But then we got to see it in both modes.
Yeah, well,
like super cool.
that's the only good side of that. I thought, well, at least he could transform it. And the transformation is quite good. I had to watch Engo to transform it because I hadn't transformed it for a while, but it is a good transformation. How it works well. Yes, that's my pick. Your own.
All right, we've saved the best till last.
So I've gone for everyone's favourite superhero from New Jersey. I have gone for the Toxic Crusader / Avenger, Toxie. He, for me, is the most grotesque looking toy I own. Full of lurid green, different shades of green, glow in the dark eye, and fluorescent orange clothing. Obviously inspired by the movie, The Toxic Avenger, because he doesn't look like this in the cartoon. He had a completely different deco in the cartoon, but yeah, he's, for me, the most lurid, grotesque thing.
I remember watching the cartoon of Toxic Crusaders when I was young.
To be honest, all of them are
Short-lived.
grotesque, I think. But then that's the whole point.
Yeah, it was good fun. Apparently, there's a side-scrolling beat 'em up of Toxic Crusaders coming out as well.
Amazing.
I've seen something about that online. Everything's getting a side-scrolling beat 'em up these days, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's obviously where
They're just churning them out.
the draw is. But, you know, I love a side scroller for sure.
I do.
But yeah,
100%.
he is my choice. 5 POA, glow in the dark bits and pieces.
Got his mop.
Got his mop. I think he'll always be the most grotesque thing I own.
Nice. Nice choice. All right. That's pick your own done with, which means there's only one more thing for us to do. Let's have a nice discussion time. And tonight, we
Honourable
will be
mentions.
talking. Oh, yeah.
I did grab an honourable
Yeah.
mention, obviously.
Sorry, I forgot then, didn't I? I was getting ahead of
Do the
myself.
honourable
Sorry.
mentions. All right.
So I have gone for Dyer from Fortnite, which is a post-apocalyptic werewolf. So I've never played Fortnite. I don't even know anything about it. But I just think that is horrible looking. All his clothes are torn through nuclear war. And just, yeah, post-apocalyptic, creepy looking, blood-splattered axe. And katana, clothes coming apart. Yeah. And it's an impressive toy with 21 points of articulation. And it was a bargain at like 15 quid for all that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. My honourable mention, which I almost forgot to do, is this Masterverse Skeletor. And this is the new Eternia Barbarian Skeletor with his alternate head on, based on his toy head. And it's just a really cool figure. And of course, Skeletor's creepy because he's got a skull for a head. So that's pretty grotesque. And he's an awesome figure. That's it. There you go.
Yeah, he's not wearing knee-high boots or a red cape.
No.
Have a word.
Did you have any honourable mentions, Lee?
No. No, I don't think so.
Right, okay.
No.
In which case, we'll do discussion time now. Good stuff.
In answer to your question, Ed, is that the actual size of the new Toxic Crusader? That's the vintage 91 version, which I think it is the same size as the one they released last year. And then Super 7 did a 7-inch. And one that glows in the dark.
Of course they did.
Of course they did.
Awesome. Right, so our discussion tonight, we're going to be spending some time talking about crossovers. Because there's lots of them about these days. Where we just take one brand and another brand, smash them together and see what comes out. They're doing it all the time. And so I've got a slideshow I've put together so we can have a look at some different ones and say what we like and what we don't like and all that sort of thing. First thing I wanted to do is ask a question that came to my mind because for a long time I was only a Transformers collector. And when Transformers, I think it was when the Ghostbusters one came out, that was one of the kind of new ones of the new wave of Transformers crossovers. I thought that looks cool, but where does it fit in my collection? Like, it's not for me as a Transformers collector. And I felt that way kind of when we went through the Back to the Future and a few other crossovers. So my question is who are crossovers for, really? Like, a lot of the Transformers ones, I felt they're not for Transformers collectors, really. They're for the person who collects the other brand.
Yeah.
And it might fit in. Like the Back to the Future one, I think there's less Back to the Future products overall than there are Transformers products. If you're a big Back to the Future fan, being able to get a version of the DeLorean that can also turn into a robot is very cool. So that feels like that was more for Back to the Future fans than Transformers fans to me. Do you disagree?
Yeah.
I disagree. I think they were tailored for Transformers fans. Very much so. But I'm in the same, like, I agree in the fact that, like, I don't know where they sit in my collection. I'm not the biggest fan of the crossover toys because I tend to like both properties. And I just want a version of each. So especially the G.I. Joe ones with the Hiss tank, I'm like, I just want a Hiss tank. I'm not fussed that it's a Megatron. I liked Ectotron. I thought it was a really clever idea, using retooling a mold, doing some really nice touches like the head with the ray stance, like binocular bits and pieces. They gave it a backstory. They gave it a comic. Yeah, I thought that was really well done. Right. But I would always, if I was going to have crossovers, I would have them in robot mode because I'd want to get a model of Ecto 1. So I didn't see panel lines and I saw more detail.
Yeah.
But I love that when they do crossovers right, they do as in the whole thing. So the packaging is well done.
That's what I love most about these crossovers.
There's adjacent comics or bits to it. I think, yeah. Hasbro do crossovers really well now, I think.
The best part to me, especially for like these ones, is the G1 box. I just think that's quite just cool. Well, it's like what you said with the when the Ecto one came out. I thought it was cool, but I wasn't bothered about getting it until they did the DeLorean. That I did want, but then I sort of thought, oh, but the Ecto one will make a good companion piece for that. So that's how they get you, wasn't it?
Yeah, the packaging's very cool on those.
Yeah.
G1.
The way they
I do like it.
They've homaged you know, the stance of that's what Marty McFly does on the VHS cover or the movie poster.
Yeah. But to me, it was like, it's not a Transformers character. I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
At that point.
I mean, thought even went an extra step with this box to have this flap come down like the truck in the first Back to the Future film.
Oh, is that what it does? Oh, that's incredible.
That's what it does. And
Yeah,
it's potential because that one opens like it would usually, sideways. So I like that detail on that.
All right, let's have a look at a few crossovers then. Starting off, this is my photo of the Turtles Transformers crossover that I picked up recently. The Party Wallop. Ridiculous name that they gave it, but it's a very cool toy. And there he is with a little Donatello toy that Lee gave me at TF UK Con.
They do look quite well together, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fun. And then there it is in the robot mode, done up as Donatello. It's very cool that you get the extra heads and the different weapons, so you can change it. And the letter on the belt rotates round, so you can pick the right one as well. So you can do it as any of the 4 turtles, as a robot rendition of them. But of course, it's going to be Donatello for me.
Yeah, it's
And,
definitely
yeah,
one
but
of my favourites.
But this one, I've got it here with me at the moment. But normally, it lives on a shelf, and it lives on my Donatello shelf, not my Transformers shelves.
Hmm.
That's what I mean. So I got this because it's a Turtles toy, rather than because it's a Transformers toy.
I mean, yeah, my little girl's very similar. That's what she has. Every Transformers, she's sort of likes it because I think it's more of a case I like it, so she humours me with the whole thing. But when she saw this, when I showed her this crossover, she went straight away, I want it. It was a must for her. And as soon as she saw it at TF Nation, I want it, I'm getting it. And then
Sorry,
she
you're
has
gonna
it
have
as
to excuse me for a minute.
It's like this all the time, Rudy. I tell you, you just can't. It's like
Having last year I went to like a Star Action Figures Expo, and there was a cabinet full of toys that hadn't been released yet, and they had Party Wallop, and I was glad I got to experience it. It's quite a big toy. Again, it's not for me, but I think it's well engineered.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of fun. And the thing is, like, if you like it, then get it. If it brings out an emotional response to yourself, go in and get them. They're just never going to be, for me, crossovers.
I think what I like about them is it gives, like with Turtle, it just gives me a chance to experience like my interests with my daughter's interests. There's that little crossover, that little discussion.
Not everybody needs 50 Optimus Primes, so it's nice to have something completely different.
Sorry, I was just disturbed by a child.
Now, did she bring you milk?
No.
No.
Oh my God, was that really 5 years ago?
What's it?
All right, we talked about that one.
That was 5 years ago, that.
These look very cool, the Hot Wheels Transformers crossovers. I haven't ordered these yet, but I am tempted to. I like a die-cast car. I like Hot Wheels, and I like Transformers. So it's bit of both. But again, it's like then you start to think, where am I going to put it? I think it'd probably have to go with my Hot Wheels. I could probably squeeze them in up there. I'm just thinking out loud now, trying to persuade myself to get them really. But they do look very cool. There's the Ecto one.
Considering it came from a Combiners, that's a Combiners War toy.
It is.
Yeah, that was
it's the Hotspot.
Yeah, Hotspot Onslaught.
Yeah.
Mode. And it's very hard to tell the people. But they did do a good job on that.
And then this is the Jada Toys die-cast Optimus Prime in Ecto 1 colours. And they also did an Ecto 1 in Optimus Prime colours, so they sort of inverted them.
I think these are perhaps a soulless cash grab.
They are. And then Turtles of Grayskull. Oh, there we go. Got one on hand. It's almost like we've prepared that, Lee.
Yeah, I know. It's like, again, this was my little girl picks up this one because she's a massive Michelangelo fan.
Who's Teela meant to be? April O'Neil.
I think that's April, yeah.
Yeah, I would say, is that not April O'Neil being Tina?
Sure.
That's Skeletor.
That's obviously
really
Katie
cool.
Jones and Skeletor.
Yeah. It's an interesting idea. I haven't gone in on these ones, but it's an interesting idea putting the two together.
But, you know, just I'm all for toys, like toy companies having a go.
Yeah.
If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, they'll go into obscurity, and then in like 10 years' time, people will want them again, or they'll just.
I haven't gone for any of these. I might get one of the Donatello ones at some point. I'm not fussed if I don't get one.
I believe you can Primetime Toys may sell them.
They certainly do.
Yeah, and then they did a comic for this one as well. So there is actually some supporting fiction for that one, which is nice. And then these are the Thundercats Masters of the Universe crossover. These are an interesting one in the sense that the Thundercats characters can just be classic looking Thundercats because you can take a lot of the bits off them and change them up.
Yeah.
Or you can have the Eternian style bits on them.
If you want a slightly bigger Mum-Ra and you want it to look pretty decent, there's your Mum-Ra, the Ever Living. You know, if you haven't got, you know, whatever it is to buy a Super 7, there's your Mum-Ra.
Yeah, these do look good. And I think I like Thundercats. I don't have anything Thundercats, so I'll probably get something from this line at some point. I do like the look of that Battle Cat man, though.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the best one.
And the He-Man figure that they've done, which I haven't got a photo of, looks quite good. So I think there's things in this to serve you if you're a Thundercats fan only, or if you're a Masters of the Universe fan only.
Or if you like, and if you like both.
But if you like both, it's great.
Again, toys are meant to be fun.
So I think this is quite a versatile crossover in respect of you can just get it as a Thundercats display and just get those characters if you want. But you don't have to. If you want to get the whole line and have it as a crossover display, just have all the figures, you can.
It's like Master Humans has even done a Transporter one, haven't they? With Megatron and Bumblebee.
They're just doing everything. It's hard to keep up.
It's just everything in it.
These are Sonic Justice League crossover figures that Jakks Pacific are bringing out. And they look fun. We've got some of my daughter's got some of the regular Jakks Pacific Sonic figures from the Sonic 3 movie, and they're decent figures, but not a huge amount of money. And these look quite cool. I might get the Wonder Woman Amy if they become available. I don't know if these are going to be hard to get and only get a US release or something like that, but we'll see. But they do look fun. And again, there's a comic book behind these as well, which is always nice. If you want to read stories to support your figures, you can do that. Then we've got this Superman Godzilla from McFarlane. That's an odd one, isn't it?
It's just
It's not even a crossover. It's just they've just stick two figures in a box.
Yeah.
Whack it in the like this multiverse. The word multiverse allows you to be. I don't know.
Just do anything. It's a
Do anything.
multiverse. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it comes with a smaller figure, but even that smaller figure's too big to go with Godzilla in it.
Oh yeah, it's
Godzilla's much bigger than that.
both look lovely figures though.
Yeah. And then Kong and Batman.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do
Why
that.
not?
There's going to be some lore to it, though, isn't there? There's probably a previous comic where these heroes went up against Kong.
Yeah, they've done loads of crossover
There we
comics,
go, yeah.
haven't they, over the years? So there's probably a comic for everything. But
Yeah. And he's just
it's just interesting seeing them in a pack together like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, Power Rangers Street Fighter. I didn't know these were a thing. I just found these whilst I was Googling crossovers. But that looks quite cool. Just more Street Fighter characters.
Street Fighter have had a few, haven't they? A few crossovers along the years.
There's Chun-Li. Nice effect piece. And then Polly Pocket Stranger Things.
Incredible.
They've done a few fun Polly Pocket sets now. There's the Stranger Things and the Addams Family.
Oh, they're really cool.
I think they've done a few others. I think that's quite good. Like, whatever franchise you're into, if Polly Pocket makes a set that's only that big, you can display it easily. And it's just a bit of fun. I think if they did a Polly Pocket Transformers set, I could be tempted. Or a Polly Pocket He-Man.
Yeah, we've got a few Polly Pockets, vintage and new ones. They're a lot of fun and they display really well. And if you're taking your child on the train or like a journey, it's a pocket toy. It's just there.
What sound do you call this, Andy?
Power Rangers Turtles. There's been a lot of Turtles crossovers, hasn't there?
Turtles is one of those things that it'll pretty much go, you get a crossover, you get a crossover, you get a crossover.
The Turtles were cosplayers before cosplaying was a thing. Look at the expression on Michelangelo's face.
They do look cool. I have been tempted myself to get some of these.
The Lightning Collection, rest in peace.
Yes.
Little comic.
There are some Hello Kitty crossed with Transformers Happy Meal toys available in McDonald's. It may just be the US McDonald's. I haven't seen them here, but then I don't go to McDonald's that often. But I haven't seen any advertising for them either or anything.
Are we going to take that as an excuse? You decide to watch Superman instead of the show?
Yeah, that's fine. It's a good movie. I'll accept it.
You're too kind. You let him off too easily. Is this because you beat him on Donny Top Trucks?
Yeah, I've got to be nice to him.
There's the OG.
Yeah, the original. Back when crossovers were rare.
Yeah.
They were an event.
All right.
Here we go.
And then you wanted to talk about a few comics, didn't you?
I
Rudy?
wanted to talk about the crossover comics because that's one crossovers that I thoroughly enjoyed, especially in the 90s and a little bit in the mid 2000s. So this was a mid 2000s one, and it's Thundercats and Battle of the Planets. And I felt it worked really well because the premise of Battle of the Planets was going into another part of the galaxy So they go to Thundera and they team up with Battle of the Planets. G-Force team up with Thundercats to battle Zoltar, and it's just really in. I can't even think what it is. It's just it works really well, and they team up like Panthro with Jason, and you know they're chatting about his Formula One ish car and the Thunder Tank, and Keop and Wily Kit kind of get a little bit romantic, and it's just really well drawn. And I would never expected those two to cross over at any point. So yeah, it was nice to see that in the mid 2000s. It was really well drawn. And yeah, this is one that I read late. I read this in 2006, 2007, but it's actually from the mid 90s. And there was like four comic books. And the one that I read the most was when Batman and Dredd team up together to fight Judge Death. And they go through this portal at the end of time. And yeah, it's just incredibly well drawn. A lot of the stuff was done by the same artist as Preacher. So yeah, it's really highly detailed and a little bit grotesque in places. Really well done.
What's Batman doing? What's with that pose?
I'm guessing he's about to jump into action.
Looks like he's about to go skiing.
But yeah, perhaps he's doing that Superman song by Black Lace.
Give us a wave.
Anywho.
Again, this mid-90s one. I always loved how the two big hitters from like the 80s, RoboCop and Terminator, going against each other. Really well drawn, really artistic, really like scratchy, like really scratchy artwork. Just Dark Horse Comics just gave us some really dark, in-depth comics. Team ups that you just always wanted to see. And then the big one, the big boy, my favorite crossover of all time, which actually it isn't, in some ways it isn't a crossover. It's not G.I. Joe and Transformers. It's G.I. Joe starring Snake Eyes and the Transformers. It's not exactly a crossover, but this is where you get the introduction of G2 Megatron. And you get Cobra Commander back with the hooded Cobra Commander in all decorated in black. Megatron gets rebuilt with new tech, and he's a psycho. And they can't really control him. And again, drawn really well. Prior to that, there was, I think it was Action Force and Transformers, a crossover in the 80s, but I don't think I read those. But yeah, this is the one that introduced Megatron tank.
Yeah, G2 Megatron looks cool. All right, good stuff. Right, that's all the slides. Shall we have a little bit of a think about crossovers that we might like to see made?
Absolutely.
Let us know in the chat if you've got any.
I've given this some thought. I would like to see a Machine Robo or GoBots Transformers crossover, but like properly done, animated or done as a comic. I'd love to see Psykill go up against Megatron, or they work as a team, but then the inter battle would be really, really interesting, like the battle for supremacy between those two, because they're both equally strong and tough, but which one's more cunning? I'd love to see them go up against each other in a crossover. Or I'd like to see Puzzler go up against Menasor. 5-6 cars combining to fight each other instead of fighting the Autobots and the Guardians. Seeing Jazz and Turbo racing each other. I'd love to see a proper GoBots Transformers crossover. I know they've kind of teased it a little bit with kind of owning GoBots. So they've made decos of the toys through eHobby and Bug Bite the last few years. But yeah, I'd like to see a proper, well thought out done in anime style. I think it'd be really, really cool.
Would you like to see a Michael Bay GoBots movie?
No. Because it wouldn't look like GoBots. It'd look completely different. No, I don't mind the Michael Bay movies. I just did never. It wasn't Transformers for me.
Let's be honest.
It was a little bit. I just didn't do it enough.
You could probably just slap GoBots on the title of the Transformer movies, and you'd probably get away with it being a live-action GoBots movie.
So, yeah, I had a little think about. I was thinking along the lines of what would little Dave have liked to have had a toy of when I was young. And I loved my Micro Machines. I had loads of Micro Machine sets, lots of the little cars, and some of the play sets too. That was my main toys when I was a kid. And then I got the Micro Masters to go with them, and I used to play with them with my Micro Machines alongside them. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if there was a crossover between Micro Machines and Transformers, where the Super Van City was like a triple changer?
Nice.
So it could be a robot as well as being the city and the van. So that's something I'd like to see. That's something I would have absolutely gone mental for as a kid. If I'd had my Micro Masters turning from cars into robots, and then the city that I was playing for them could change into a massive robot, that would be awesome.
You're hired.
Yeah.
You just need to find a company to back you and make your toys. Make this dream a reality.
And then we need a time machine so I can go back and gift it to myself.
Sounding very expensive, this project of yours.
Yeah, we'll get there in the end.
Okay.
I've no doubt. What would you like to see, Lee?
Well, that's the thing. Like these days, we're just full of them, aren't we? With crossovers. And it's just.
Do you know what I'd like to see in terms of? It's not necessarily a crossover, but it's along those themes. A few years ago, like 15 years ago, they did all the Red Rangers together as a movie, didn't they?
It was part of a Wild Force. It was a anniversary episode. Yeah.
I'd love to see all of the Optimus Primes in all these different bits joined together to fight whoever. But yeah, I'd love to see, G1 Optimus or Convoy mixed with the Fire Engine, mixed with like the Super Link, mixed with Primal. Yeah, all joined together for one episode or one story arc across the multiverse. We all join up as one to fight whoever, or multiple Megatrons, Galvatrons.
Like Battle World.
Yeah.
Transforms. Yeah.
I think I'd like to see Bucky O'Hare and the Ninja Turtles team up. Those were always two of my favourite cartoons growing up. And they both travel interdimensionally, don't they?
They do indeed.
You've got the background there, so there's no reason they couldn't meet up, really.
Shared universes, almost.
Yeah. I like Ed's suggestion of the Muppets with Star Wars, but really the Muppets with anything would work.
Have they not done something like that?
What, Star Wars Muppets? Look, like Mark Hamill was on an episode as Luke Skywalker.
Well, that's what
And they used to do Pigs in Space, which was kind of a riff off Star Trek.
Apparently they did. Did they?
A crossover that I thoroughly enjoyed, and it's taking it back to kind of like your magazine kind of made me really think about it, is that there was a game called Soul Calibur, and for each console they crossed over with another character. So Darth Vader and Starkiller and Yoda were playable characters. On the Wii, Link was brought into it, and on the PlayStation it was Heihachi from Tekken. That's a good way to do a crossover to entice different people. That was a crossover that really worked well for me.
Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
I think
think
there
Soul
is a
Calibur
crossover
4,
in
maybe?
this magazine. Give me a minute. Talk among yourselves.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Soul Calibur 4, I had it for the Wii, I think. Oh, yeah, on the Xbox, Spawn. Thank you, Guyver. Soul Calibur, Soul Blade. Is that what it was called? It's been a long time since I played the game.
I can't find what I'm looking for now. Never mind. I might show it on the next show.
Oh, go on, then. We'll carry on. To be continued. So, like I said, where would you do you think this whole crossover lately has kicked off properly? Where do you think it did start kicking off? Me personally, I think it's when the Avengers did the Marvel Universe, whatever they want to call it these days. Since then, everything just seems to be a crossover.
Yeah, I think that the introduction of multiverses has deepened it. But yeah, if you go back 10 years to when they think it would work better. And obviously, as toy engineering gets better and better, they know they can bring to life what like it's in a designer's head. You know, if you think back to maybe like, was it 2010, 2011, they would do Marvel Transformers and Star Wars crossover Transformers, and they were awful toys.
Yeah.
They were really badly made. Like the alt modes look great, but then they were kibbly. They were kibbly and loose. And I just don't think that people weren't ready for them.
No. Coming back crossovers, when it done properly, it was an event like this. Yeah. When the Turtles crossover with Power Rangers, this was an event. This was the crossover I wanted to see as a kid. I remember that. That blew my mind when I first saw it.
Which Power Rangers is that? Turbo?
That's Power Rangers in Space, that one.
Power Rangers in Space.
Which probably had one of the best Megazords going. But yeah, that was an event, and I'm trying to think other crossovers during that time, and I can't remember any.
This is the next mutation, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Venus, isn't it? Venus de Milo.
Yeah. Like I said, this wasn't a massive event for. I just remember watching it and it just blew my mind seeing Power Rangers and Turtles together.
I found the thing I was looking for.
It's found the thing.
Here you go. So this is a crossover video game from 1997 on the Sega Saturn. All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua Fighter characters.
Wow. I wonder if Jushin Thunder Liger is in that. He was a Japanese pro wrestler, but he was in WCW as well.
It says legendary grapplers like Kenta Kobashi, Toshiaki Kawada, and the late Mitsuharu Misawa. That's the only ones it's telling me. But there will have been others, of course. Yeah. Video game crossovers. We get a few of those now, but they weren't so common back in the day.
No.
Like Fortnite's good for crossovers, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
always crossing over with someone.
Well, we got Marvel versus Capcom was a big one. Those were good games.
Indeed, so much so that, that Hasbro are releasing figures from it. So it's kind of hitting people in their late 30s, 40s for when they actually played it in the arcade. You're now getting those 6-inch figures of Captain America, War Machine, Venom. I think there comes 2 packs.
Yeah, and then we got the Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games. That was an interesting
that was obviously
crossover.
It was incredibly hyped up, and it was the first time that they'd shared a title together.
Oh, that was a big thing to have like Sonic and Mario together. I couldn't have imagined that growing up. I was a Sega kid through and through.
See, I was a
never
Nintendo.
thought. I would have never thought that you'd get them in the same game, but here we are.
And obviously growing up, I was like Nintendo through and through, and I was just like, no, Mario's so much better, or Mario's so much better. You can like both.
Yeah.
You realise later on in life that you can like both. You can enjoy mint choc chip as much as vanilla.
But you can't beat Coconut.
Well, I've gone back since and played a lot of the games that I didn't play back then because I was a Sega boy. And fun games, the Mario games. So funny how we sometimes feel like we need to pick a side when we really don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I like Star Wars as much as I like Star Trek.
Yeah.
I like GoBots as much as I like Transformers. They don't have to be rivals.
I think that just comes down to when, because when you're a kid, you only get one or the other, so you've got to justify why you've got what you've got, haven't you? I think that's where that comes from.
It's just, that's the nature of being a child, though. That's how children are.
Yeah.
That's how you are as a
teenager. There's a bit of a competitiveness, isn't there? And mine's better than yours.
Except some people take it through into adulthood, and
some people go way too far.
Yeah. So, what crossovers didn't work for you? I have one, and it's because I'm a big Action Force G.I. Joe guy that the AWE Striker, I thought it didn't work as Bumblebee. I wanted it to be a different character, and I also didn't understand why it came with Stalker and not Crankcase. I just didn't understand why. I guess because Bumblebee's the big star now, it made sense to do that. But I would have thought it would have been someone a bit more militaristic, like Hound.
Yeah.
I thought the Thunder Machine of Soundwave was clever, and the Dreadnoks come with it, and Ravage. I thought that one was well done, but I didn't think the AWE Striker was that well done for me.
I mean, the one I don't dislike it, but I just can't see how it works. Is the when they did the Naruto Transformer crossover. I kind of like it as a toy. I like the idea. I understand like the Nine Fox tail and the frog, but I just don't see how transforming robots work in that universe with ninjas, and it's just two completely different things to me. Something I wouldn't personally put together.
But then again, I think some things work in the Western world and some things work in the Eastern world. Neon Evangelion MP10 sold loads in Japan. I don't know if it sold as well westernized.
Yeah, but now I'm actually thinking about it, they do have something called transformation jutsu. So I could be looking at the wrong angle. So there you go. I'll probably just
What
change
I
my
found
mind on
really
it.
odd as a crossover was just because I don't really know what it's about, but they did like that yellow sound wave. Was it a Balvin?
It's the reggae. He's kind of like a reggae
Yeah,
DJ artist, isn't
like,
he?
it's probably just because I've no idea who this person is. That doesn't
Yeah.
help. But yeah, I didn't like the look of that one. I didn't think that worked at all. And then the other one was the weird multicolored Optimus Prime with like a green arm and a yellow arm,
Oh yeah.
which was associated with some Japanese band or another. I can't remember. Bump of Chicken. That was the one.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad figure, but I
Oh, they're
just
not bad things at all.
yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
how companies work, and companies are there to make money.
Yeah.
And they've got
It
all.
just, it was
access
just
to
I
all
didn't get
resource.
it really.
They do repaints, and that's what you do. You reuse, and you get the most value out of a product as much as you can, which allows them to make other toys or delve into other bits that perhaps they couldn't.
And those Sonic Transformers crossovers, I was a little bit tempted by them at first, but the more I looked at them, the more I was like, they look a bit compromised.
I don't mind the Tails one. That one looks alright, but I'm not a fan of the actual Sonic one.
Yeah, Lena did a review of them I watched earlier. Jinxed. Lena's Jinxed on YouTube. And they were really disappointed with them. Yeah, they just don't look that great really in the end, unfortunately. In concept, it's a cool idea to have Sonic and Tails as Transformers, I think, but I just don't think the execution's quite there on those ones.
Yeah, I think that's another problem. It like the manufacturing. Sometimes Transformer crossovers aren't actually made by the same people who do Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually assigned to the other side of the other crossover, where it's crossing over with. I think that's what happened with the Marvel ones. I think that's why they were so janky and not as good as regular Transformers, because the toy designers didn't actually know what they were doing, like a Transformer designer.
There's that unofficial Postman Pat Transformer, isn't there? That looks really good.
The Fireman Sam one.
I've got the Fireman Sam one. I should have grabbed it. It's one of my kids' toy boxes. They've played with that to death. I don't even know where it came from. I think it came from like just a random toy bundle my wife got off eBay. But yeah, it's a really good toy. Yeah, the Fireman Sam one. It's got like spring action, auto morph. Yeah, it's really well done.
Yeah, I bet they also did a
pink one as well, but it's really cheap plastic. It's like shampoo bottle plastic, but yeah, they've had like months and months of play out of it.
I think they did a Bob the Builder one as well that transformed into a drill.
Wow. Really riffing off how Transformers used to be, household appliances.
It was the Megatron one. Can't be a gun so you could be a drill.
Oh, and there's that Mickey Mouse crossover that you got, Lee.
That's actually quite a fun. I didn't think I would enjoy that as much as I did, but it's actually quite a fun little transformation, that one. There's your
There he is. That's ridiculous.
It's absolutely.
I'm thinking that the Fireman's, it's the same company.
Oh, definitely. It's
Yeah.
got the same transformation, everything, I think. The only thing that lets down this one is it's not the right van.
No, this is based off like that latest Postman Pan special delivery, I think it's called. He's got that van in that. But yeah, like hidden away, the fists are hidden away in Transformers, in Transformation. So many Transformers, you can still see the fists. Huffer, looking at you. Yeah,
I've had another idea for a crossover.
Go on.
Take a toy that is known for being huge. Say the USS flag.
Yeah.
Polly Pocket. Do a little USS flag with Polly Pockets that can play in it.
Absolutely,
Little
yeah.
sailor figures.
You could do loads now, like with Mighty Max, Polly Pocket idea,
Unicron,
G.I. Joe.
Polly Pocket.
Yeah, because then you could have the flag, you could have the Terrordrome, you could have Cobra Island, you could have parts of the pit.
Yeah, because I haven't got space for these massive
Cobra
toys.
Law.
So these massive characters, if I can just have a tiny version of them with some little Polly Pocket style figures, and they open up into a playset,
Wow.
so I can have a bit of fun with them. Oh my!
That's your Bob the Builder one. It's the only image
What
I
does
can
he
find.
change into?
Change into a drill.
Of course.
Does something flip over his head? Have you got a picture of alt mode?
I can't find one.
This
is I think this is a thumbnail from a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Nice bit of screen accuracy though on the face.
Oh yeah, you can't argue with the face. Oh, I can't find Joe.
This is just 20 minutes of Lee Googling.
Yeah, that's all it is. I was like, oh, what's this?
This is it now.
Really rubbish crossover toys that we think are great.
Is it bad though that I actually do think this is good compared to what, like actual good crossovers where I think, it's a bit rubbish, but this I think, yeah, I quite like. I just like the cheesiness of it.
I mean, it's garbage, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It's got a certain target, audience. Yeah. A child of like 5, 6 who enjoys watching Bob the Builder or Fireman Sam, but also likes toys that convert. You're absolutely winning.
Yeah. If you can get it out cheap as well, it's good.
Yeah.
They're all
mess around with.
They're all over like own bargains and bloody what's the other place? B&M's. One point, easily pick one up. And of course you've got the old My Little Pony Transformers. Of course, Ghostbusters. Yay!
Has there ever been a Ready Steady Cook changing rooms crossover?
I can find out.
You have to do over the house and make a nice meal in the same show.
Yeah, once they've redone the kitchen, they then have to cook in it.
No, I think they should cook
That
in the
sounds
kitchen
like something
while
they
they're
do on
in
Comic
the
Relief.
kitchen.
Mm.
There you go. That's for our next 2-year anniversary. We're doing it. We're having it, lads. I'll do the cookie. You can redecorate. I hate redecorating. I could do a pot noodle.
What flavour pot noodle do you like, Lee?
Well, you can't go wrong with the old classic chicken and mushroom, can you?
I'm not a big pot noodle eater, to be honest. I only asked because you mentioned it. Ooh. What time are we on? 9:45. I think we could end there. That'd be all right.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
want
that
to.
guy.
Well, let's end with Bob.
Back. Yeah.
Just put Bob on the screen and play the music. We'll do that.
Bob the Builder.
We fix it.
And we've. Anyway, shall we say good night, everyone? Because they're probably just thinking, "Oh, what's going on now?" 'Cause I think we've all left
lost
the
the
building,
plot.
haven't we?
Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Do you have the like and subscribe thing? 'Cause I don't seem to have that.
No.
Right, well, I guess we are in Bob the Builder then.
Put Bob up.
Bob? Bob, you're on. Where's Bob? Where is Bob? There's Bob. There he is. Right then. So, shall we tell them where they can find us?
Here.
Or do you think they're not bothered? Here, right here.
No.
Tell me.
No one's watching anymore.
They're all tuned out, aren't they? They've heard a bit out. The last comment is Bake Off. Bake Off Dance Off. Bake Off Dance Off.
Nice.
Right.
Bye,
Anyway,
everyone.
thank you very much. Bye. See you all later. Toodle.
Toy me, toy you, it's what we do. New releases breaking through. Toy me, toy you, it's all brand new. The past and present for you. Legends rise from blister packs. Childhood whispers calling back. Figures posed in perfect time. A world of wonder built for you. Legends rise from blister packs. Childhood whispers calling back. Figures posed in perfect time. A world of wonder built for you. Toy me, toy you. The fun begins. Grab your grills, let's dive right in.